All right. Well, Zach, it's good to hear from you. Hope things have been well. Hope they continue to be good. I don't want to take away from your work.
I will call him and tell him that if his number isn't the yellow pages, that he needs to put it, and that you'll be calling him soon.
Okay. Sounds good. I appreciate it, Zach. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Be good. Take care. All right.
You too, officer.
Bye-bye. All right. Stelio. So we're going to go talk to one of the candidates. Oh, no. He's on the phone. Okay. So Stelio is one of the mayoral candidates. So anybody who's maybe lost in the timeline of events that is currently taking place, there is currently a... Oh, slow down! Slow down! Slow down! 35! 35!
It was 35.
30,
Why don't you tell me what your speedometer
69,
says this time with the
69,
with the correct license plate?
69.
No.
What do you mean no?
No, does it have the correct license plate again?
Yes, it ends in VL7.
I don't think so.
VL7.
Hang on. Hey, what's your name?
My name's Flop.
In 5 goddamn long years, and I've gotten even more handsome. Holy shit, that man nearly killed me. Arrest that man.
What?
That van nearly killed me.
I got you in stop right now. You look great, buddy. Honestly, you look amazing.
Thank you. I know, right? I started eating fresh. I went to Japan. I walked around a lot. Got off the drugs. You know, got a 6-pack. Added 2 inches to my height.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I gotta get back to the depot because the boss threatened to fire me.
No, you're good. You're all good. Listen, it's good to see you here. For no reason whatsoever, take my number.
Sure. All right.
Well, you know.
See you later, handsome.
You know. Is Chris hung upside down? I mean.
105, 197 direct.
I believe 105 is 10-7 currently at the PD.
Copy.
Slow it down.
Remove my fucking account right now, motherfucker.
Slow it down. Oh, man. All right. So to anyone who's lost the timeline of events, Stelio, so we were working with Zach, who runs the
76 to 31 Bravos.
Stelio is one of the mayoral candidates. Flop and Zach were working together to try and get something going so we can work on getting a cert for the PD, so we can do wildlife conservation and push for new laws with the mayor. I got a long-term goal going on with Flop. It's gonna be good, but we're gonna go talk with Stelio, I think, to discuss with him maybe some potential stuff. He's around. Cool.
How you doing, my friend?
Hey, how you doing? Is this Mr. Stelio?
That's right. Who am I talking with?
It's gonna be Officer Flop Dugong, badge number 125. How are you today?
I'm doing great, my friend. I'm getting dragged in a million different directions, but my spirits are high. That's what matters.
Hey, that's all that matters. Listen, no one ever said running for an election was easy work. That's hard work right there.
That's right. Listen, my friend, how can I help you?
Mr. Stelio, I spoke with Zachary down over at the lumber mill. He runs the union, or is part of one of the people that helps run the union.
Right. He's the head of a lot of operations down here. He helps a lot of the new people showing up. He keeps things organized. A great guy, Mr. Zach.
Yeah, he's good people. Got a lot of respect for him. He actually referenced your name for me, and I wanted to know if I could have maybe a face-to-face meeting with you at some point. I'll give you kind of the really bare-bone TLDR so that you kind of have something to go into.
Sure.
I work for the PD, and I'm trying to eventually work with mayor's offices and find people who are advocating for the election for wildlife conservation. And because right now, currently, the way that the law's written, it's written in a way where you could right now run over a deer if you wanted to, and the only charge you would face is a fender bender for your bumper. And I'm working toward trying to see if I can find advocates to see if we could try and work toward maybe new laws to push, maybe something for your campaign to try and advocate for wildlife conservation to protect the wildlife up north, considering they work closely with the lumberyard, stuff like that. I'll go into more detail, I guess, if we get a chance to speak, but that's sort of
my friend,
the basis.
I have to say, this is something that I've been thinking a lot about. I'm very concerned with getting the ranges back up and running. I'm not sure if the ranges also dealt with marine life and ocean life in the past. Maybe that's
sir.
something you can. Oh, perfect. Perfect.
I was a sergeant with the Rangers many years ago, and I'll tell you what, I miss the hell out of the department. The Rangers may not be a thing right now or ever to be again, but I'm going to tell you right now, I would love it to hopefully at some point either be a portion of what it once was, and I'd like to be a part of that.
Look, my friend, I'm real interested in getting the Rangers back up and running.
Ooh.
I really love the idea of having someone out there who is able to deal with wildlife, handle wildlife, make sure people aren't just going on fucking shooting sprees, killing animals, leaving them in the dirt, right? Once people do get their firearm licenses and things like that. So I would love to speak with you face to face, hear what you have to say, my friend. I really do want to hear.
Absolutely. When are you available? I don't want to take away your time. I know you're a busy person. But when do you think you'd be available, and where would be a fair place for us to meet if we were to make the availability?
I'm actually available right now. Is now a good time to speak, or
Absolutely,
maybe
yeah.
a little bit later? Perfect. So I'm up north right now, but I can head back into the city, and we can meet somewhere in the city if you'd like.
I am currently up in Sandy Shores at the moment.
Oh, perfect. Well, we can meet down in Sandy then, if that's good with you.
Yeah, that's fine. There's that old. Actually, is that hospital still functional out in Sandy? I'm not sure.
So none of the places in Sandy are functional right now. I think there's either a hospital or maybe a sheriff's department down there, police station down there. Same thing with Polito. I think the only places that are operational right now in the city, and that's something else I want to get done. I want to get a hospital up there, another police station up there. I want to make sure that it's not only the city that's getting love. It's all over San Andreas getting love, the whole island.
I respect that, Mr. Stelio. I'll tell you what, that old, I think it's abandoned at this point, but that old police station out in Sandy, you want to meet me over there?
I will meet you down there. Give us 15 minutes, all right?
You're all good, Stelio. Give me a call when you're getting close, all right?
All right. I'll give you a call.
All right, sir. Take care. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
I love him. Cornwood, you just lost my vote. I'm sorry. Don't hate me, Cornwood. Dude, Stelio is good. $125. Show me out in the middle of the road with a giant bag of, I don't even know what this stuff is. Bag of fertilizer?
Orale! I ain't no hurrying them up no floors.
Love from Stelio's chat. Who plays Stelio? Game Warden, here we come. Dude, I was over here geeking while he was talking. Stelio's voice sounds familiar, but I don't know who he plays or who he's played by. Graham the Gibbet. I don't know if I know him. Is he new for 4.0? Bro, if you don't shift into second gear. Thank you. Okay, so we have to get some stuff ready real quick.
Echo 7876 911.
100 back 10-8.
All right. Speak to civilians about wildlife conservation. Take notes of concern. Propose laws to DOJ mayor. Regulate and enforce wildlife safety. Okay, cool. Okay. A fellow wild role player. It makes a lot more sense why I love him. I'm just saying, there's a reason why I'm the wild RP people. They have a way of pulling me in. I don't know what it is. It's like Celio didn't do anything to necessarily draw me in. It's just his mannerism in the way that he role plays feels so, I don't want to say the word authentic. It's just, I want to hear what he has to say. Does that make sense? I love him. Celio gets elected. Celio creates the Rangers. Flop gets game warden. Flop hires Tommy. All is right in the world. True. Damn, holy shit, actually. If the Rangers ever did come back, fuck, would Flop be the Ranger? Would Flop be the game warden? I don't know if... Bundy... Oh, no. Flop for game warden? There's no way that actually happened. We run that shit? Dude, Flop, Malarkey, and Tips would make such a funny group of, like, quote-unquote Ranger Command. Bundy, I know. I know. I miss running into Bundy. Bundy is one of the few people who I genuinely miss seeing on the server. I miss seeing so many people. I will admit, I will 100% admit, there's a gap nowadays, and it's unfortunate. So, my goal though is to be more present in Onyx as well. I plan on kind of bouncing between. I'm just with Skeleton Crew. I want to make sure that things are formulated, because I did offer to help out Skeleton Crew, so I want to make sure that I'm helping things out over here, and then go from there. But oh god, what up, Bell Towers vote? Definitely has. You got Flop's vote. Give me a second. Former Wild RP folk. Got it. I just want to drop him a follow real quick. Ram. Is he live right now? I don't want to see anything. I just want to fucking follow the dude. Follow. Okay. That's what I wanted to do. Oh god. A weird suspicious vehicle in the middle of nowhere. Wow. Who's dying? Let's see. Damn, dude. I would be willing to revive the Rangers, and I think that would make a lot of sense for my character. Are the torture rooms still a thing? I don't know. I'm kind of just walking around taking a look. I'm exploring. Thank you for the shout out to Graham. Make sure you guys go follow Graham. I forgot I could just have you shout out and I could follow from here. Yo, hi Defined. What's going on? Motherfucking HD was good. How you doing? Hope you've been well. Welcome everybody. Hello, I'm Chris. I play Flop. How we doing? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. You got Flop?
Officer Dugang, this is Stelio again. Just letting you know we're at the old sheriff's department up here.
Sounds good, sir. I'll be up there. Give me 2 or 3 minutes. I'm making my way up right now.
All right, take your time, but hurry up, my friend.
No, you're all good. I got you, Mr. Stelio. We'll talk soon.
All right. I'll see you soon, all right?
All right, bye-bye. Yo, HD, how was your stream, brother? Happy New Year to you as well. Welcome to everybody who's popping on over. I'm Chris. I play Officer Flop Dugong, the old bozo cop. Let's go meet with a mayoral candidate. But yeah, no, I hope you're all doing well and doing amazing. What were you streaming? What's good? What's going on? Playing Inscription for the first time. I suck at roguelikes. Inscription is hard. That's it's a card game, right? I'm really bad when it comes to like what do you call it, games? Card games? Like Hearthstone, I could not tell you how to play that game. I know Inscription has insanely good reviews though. Like insanely good reviews. Now, does a game like Inscription have is there a story to it, or is it just like a card game? Dispatch 125. I'm gonna be 76 up to the old abandoned police station up in Sandy Shores. I'm gonna be speaking with one of the mayoral candidates. I'll be 10-6. There's definitely a story. That's kind of fucking cool though. All right, let's get it. So we're about to go talk. Anyone who's just tuning in or catching up, we're about to go talk to one of the mayoral candidates who is really good, by the way. Like really good. And we're gonna go see if maybe we can push for some wildlife conservation. We're gonna try. I'm gonna kind of wing this, but I think I have an idea as to Flop's approach. Have a great rest of your stream. I'll be hanging in the chat for a bit. Oh, good. Hey, yo, HD, I appreciate you, dude. We'll have to play games at some point again. I'll have to bug Amanda. Maybe we'll do some Lethal Company if you want. Yeah, it's country. Dispatch 125, 23 up in Sandy Shores, 10-6. I'm gonna be having a meeting.
Officer Dugong, it's a pleasure to meet you in person.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure, Mr. Stelios. How are you today?
How am I doing? I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been working. I'm a little tired, but I'm very excited to speak with you, nonetheless.
I'm glad. I'm actually very stoked to speak with you too. I've been trying to find time where we could line up.
Perfect, my friend. I've been trying to speak to as many people within the PD as I can right now, but with you, it's a very unique thing because you used to be part of the Rangers. You were telling me.
Yes, sir. It was I guess we could call it a passion project, but I did everything I could to join the Rangers, and we had a big restructure many years ago. And in that restructure, I managed to get re-picked back up with the Rangers, and I worked my way all the way up to a sergeant. And I'm proud to say that I was able to help run what I thought was a very prideful department and a very necessary department within our state. And I definitely don't want to go to any lengths to shorten my love for the Rangers, whether that be legislation or whatever else we could push. But yeah, I was very heavily involved.
That sounds great, my friend. Can you tell me what is it about the Rangers that made you decide to join up with them? You said it was a passion project of yours.
Yeah. So, I mean, first things first, the person, my significant other, helped found the Rangers, and you know that alone was already enough for me to want to be a part of it. But I was asked to join from this person, and I had told them, I said, respectfully speaking, I want to be invited when I prove myself. I was invited very early on, and I said no. I said I want to prove that I want this. Granted, you're with the person who starts an entire department, and the last thing you want is to be treated as as some people may call a nepo hire, right? People are gonna think that, oh, just because you're affiliated, you got the job. No, I wanted that, so I waited another 6 to 8 months to prove myself until I was eventually invited, and I asked, "Do you mean it?" And I was told, "Yes, this is a genuine invite into the department." And that was enough for me to feel like I've accomplished my goal, and that was to prove myself, not prove it for others. So that's where the passion came in.
I gotta say, I do have to respect that, my friend. I think a lot of people would have taken the easy route. They would have just taken the first offer. But you going out and wanting to prove yourself, wanting to make a name for yourself, I think a man that understands reputation is very, very important. And I think a lot of people in this city, they don't really appreciate reputation. They don't appreciate the hard work that it takes to maintain and build that. A lot of people are trying to look for the easy way.
I think you hit the nail on the head with that. A lot of people look for instant gratification, and I don't think that instant gratification is always the right answer. I also don't think that it's always the answer in general. So I think working for something shows value more than gratification.
Can I ask you, my friend, just so you can give me some more information on the Rangers, because I am very, very interested from what I've been told. I love the idea of wildlife conservation. I love the idea of a team of people who are able to help around, especially up north where there's a lot of these creatures living, animals. What exactly were the day-to-day operations of the Rangers? What did the Rangers do? What was their goals?
Dispatch 125, 10-7, gonna be off radio for 5 mics. I am Motion King. Sorry, I don't want to be interrupted by radio.
That's actually a great idea. Let me pull out my SIM card so that my phone doesn't ring and interrupt us as well.
That's actually very smart. I should start doing that. So day-to-day operation, typically we wanted people who made their focus wildlife conservation. And we didn't want people to live up in the mountains. We didn't want people to live up in Polito. We didn't want people to set up a tent and, spend 24 hours a day over a fire. We wanted people who went out. We wanted people who would take the time to, produce the activities of a typical officer. But we also wanted people to produce the activities of being educated in the realm of wildlife conservation, which included going out into the woods, checking for hunters, people fishing, making sure people are being legal based on the legislation that we had within the city. And the most important part, and the one thing that I drilled into everybody, was it wasn't just about enforcing it, it was about educating it. And I wanted people who were knowledgeable enough that if you were doing something wrong, I want to be able to sit you down and tell you why it's wrong, what makes it illegal, and why it's a law. Because every law that we pushed, every law that we pushed, I know Game Warden Lamb, Tessa Lamb, who I miss dearly within the police department. She was a huge mentor to me. But she worked very hard with mayoral candidates and the DOJ to push for legislation based on the way we operated in the Rangers. And all the laws that were produced for us to enforce were laws that we ran into on a day-to-day, right? So every law had a reason for why it was made. And I want that to still be sort of the primary point and focus, is to be able to stay educated and to continue educating.
I love that you're saying that, my friend. Something that is very, very important to me is getting people together, getting people to converse, getting people to just take any moment away from just doing their job, work, whether it be grime, whether it be Group 6, whether it be lumber, whether it be sanitation, and getting people involved with each other. Can you tell me, did the Rangers ever like do any community outreach events? Did they ever host any events, anything like that? That's something I'm very interested in.
We did. Unfortunately,
please tell me about that.
Absolutely. Miss Tessa Lamb, Game Warden Lamb, at the time, she unfortunately our times were a little offset. Typically, I'm around later, around now and stuff, and you know, I prefer working the late nights. Tessa worked earlier, so a lot of the events I couldn't show up for, but I was informed of the events. We used to do mud runs. We had a big fishing tournament with a prize pool where we would have people go fishing, and whoever had, you know, or like, for example, we would have like a, I don't know the right name for it, but a race where we would make it surrounded by wildlife conservation. So it would start with like people, you know, biking up a hill, biking down the hill, meeting at the fishing spot at the time, fishing, trying to catch 3 fish, weighing. Yeah.
Sounds like your own version of a triathlon.
Exactly. We essentially did our own triathlon. And I am, unfortunately, I was unavailable to go, but I had heard nothing but positive reviews about it. And we had, I heard it was somewhere upwards of like 80 people involved, which had me very happy. I think part of the thing is that the actual act of, let's say, hunting is not a very big group of people. You can't invite 30 people to go hunting, right? Sense and all that plays into a part of hunting. But typically we'd go up in the hills and see one person and a buddy, or sometimes it would just be one person. But if there's anything that one person had in common with other individuals who also hunted, it's that they all enjoy the outdoors. So being able to run events like that, to invite everybody who, while they may not know each other or see each other at the same times up in those mountains when they were hunting, they all shared a similar passion to want to show up to like a big event like that, like a big triathlon, or to show up to something of that degree.
Man, I you have no idea how glad I am that you're saying that there was like events and community outreach and stuff. That's something that I've just been focusing so much on. Just getting people to stop the grinding and fucking come together, right? And you wouldn't believe how hard it is to get some of these guys to step away for 5 seconds, man, from their job. Can I ask you?
It's insane.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I think you and I share a very similar love. I'll tell you what. Do you know how many people I've met and I'm like, so what do you do? And they're like, I just drive grime. I'm like, have you considered going for a hike? Have you considered this city's so big. Like there's more than just these roads. And people are so fixated on their jobs that I really, nothing would make me happier than to see more people going out and about and just taking a minute to breathe and enjoy the outdoors.
I'll tell you like this, officer. When Stelly and I first got around to the city, we started doing jobs in the city and realized, you know what, this is a whole state. This is San Andreas. Let's see what else it has to offer. We took a little ride and ended up finding the lumber yard over there. And even though it was hard work, we wasn't getting paid no money at first. We loved it. It was a breath of fresh air, and just to be outside and see something new every day, whether it was different walks of wildlife, going up a new path that we had never went up. We started to really, it's addicting. It's addicting to the point where we even started coming up with ideas of how we can get people up there. And it's just beautiful to see more people frolic over there to the lumber yard and enjoy just being outdoors, being surrounded by trees. Like I said, different forms of wildlife. It's something that I myself can say that I'm a big fan of now, and a lot of people are starting to get that addiction of just being outside.
And that's part of my goal. Part of my goal is to encourage more people to take that time. And I think for me, a lot of it is also pushing legislation. I think the outdoor side of things, so people know what limits they can go to. Because right now, like I was saying to Mr. Stelios, right now, if people want to go out with their car and go mudding, and they see a cougar, the only charge that they would be facing for running over a cougar with their car is a fender bender that they would pay out of pocket for themselves. There are no laws right now protecting wildlife. And I think to encourage people to go out, take a minute and enjoy themselves while also having some limitations so that we don't have a bunch of vigilantes up in the mountains, I think would also be a little bit more enticing.
I was talking to I was talking to a hunter, and he was telling me that in the past, cougars and mountain lions, they used to be protected species. Can I ask you what other species would you protect as part of the ranges, either endangered or otherwise?
Sure. You'll have to forgive me. It's been many years. I'll try and remember all of them as best I can. I know a lot of them involved fish. I know sockeye salmon was protected. I know that turtles were protected. Dolphins were protected. Sharks were protected. Any farm animal that would include chicken, cows, anything of that degree were protected. Mountain lions were protected, considering the fact that there was almost an extinction of them. There's a big story that my significant other used to tell about that. But we used to protect them.
What happened? How did they almost go extinct?
There was an overpopulation of them, and essentially they were hunted in order to lower the population, and there was a point of almost extinction, and we had to pump the brakes. And it wasn't even me at the time, but there had to be a pump in the brakes to protect, a very necessary point of our ecosystem. Unfortunately, deer overpopulate very easily, and without something like panthers or cougars out in the wild, you would have a extreme overpopulation of animals. So
right now, I don't know if you've been up to the lumberyard at least, but there is so many cougars up there right now. So I think in the few years everyone's been gone, everything's been collapsed, I think the population has increased a whole lot. What would you do in order to maybe bring that population to a safe level without risking killing them all off again the last time? What would you do differently from the last time?
So before we had designated hunting grounds, and we had an area where people would hunt, and the lumberyard was not involved. It was sort of within the vicinity, but it was off to the side. And one thing that I thought about was if we were able to manage and bring back hunting, I think part of it is that, the initial reaction is you know, we just shoot all the ones that are within the vicinity that could be of danger. But if we want to do it in a more humane way, I would consider if we brought back hunting, bringing back, you know, baiting animals and essentially baiting them away. So keep them not direct vicinity of the lumberyard, but start moving the bait away and moving the hunter ground slowly in the opposing direction of where people are working. This way you naturally have animals migrate essentially to a separate area. This way they're not where there are people and heavy machinery. That's sort of my idea as to how we can maybe bring back hunting while also lowering the chance of accident over at the lumberyard. That was something that definitely came to mind.
That's a fantastic idea. That's one that I didn't even consider as a possibility. I was thinking maybe catch and release or something like that. But you're talking about slowly moving, like training these things to like move away. That's incredible. Fuck.
Yeah, that's actually really smart.
I mean,
shit.
think about it. If I were to put a tray of food out in front of this old police department, I'm sure we'd have a stray cat come by, right? Stray cat would eat. But I guarantee you, if I did that 2 or 3 days in a row, we'd have the same stray cat sitting out here waiting for us to come back with food, right? If we were to move the bait away from the lumberyard, we would essentially train animals naturally to want to live in areas where food is more readily available. So
you were talking about legislation. I know obviously that extends past just endangered species and things like that. What other legislation did you mean when you brought that up?
Sure. I have some notes here about where I'm at right now.
Please, I love the notes and stuff.
Of course.
I actually love when people have like a list of things.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that means that they were thinking about it. They were ready.
Oh, I was ready on the get-go with this. The other day, I thought about it. I said, I need this. I need this in my life. So, laws I want to propose are animal cruelty. That would be both a misdemeanor and a felony.
Wait, does that not exist right now?
We do not have an animal cruelty charge.
So a guy can just beat up a dog and that's fine?
Yep.
That's not all right. We got to get that fucking...
Oh, son of a gun.
I'm a big
You know
dog guy.
what?
I'm a big dog guy. I don't want that happening.
Guess what? I'm going to eat my words. It looks like they have actually added an animal cruelty charge, but there is no time or fine associated with it.
They're working on it. It's not full yet, but they're working on it. That's good to know.
Okay, that's really good. Okay, so animal cruelty is sort of out of the way. I've made note about hunting. I think we would need laws around hunting, which would involve regulation.
Licenses, fishing licenses as well.
Exactly. Hunting, fishing, we would need licenses associated with those. Protected species. I just have noticed here, regardless of hunting and fishing, certain species still need to be protected. For instance, of panthers, mountain lions. I think that's something good to note, and I think that's something that that would hold of value. I think if we were to kick off hunting and fishing, the laws and regulations that would come in line with that would come in with, you know, how we would establish a protected species, or how we would establish which fish were safe to catch and not to catch. I think a lot of this is definitely a domino effect. I don't have a lot of laws that are in place this second, because a lot of the laws that we would maintain and run were laws that were put in place for hunters and for fishermen. But on its own, animal cruelty is one that I definitely need in place, because I don't want to keep catching people running over animals or kicking them or stabbing them with their knife like some kind of vigilante. Sugar, thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. How you doing? Hope we're doing incredible. How are you?
Get those hunting licenses, get those fishing licenses, and then the laws will naturally bloom from there as we figure out what needs to be done, because things are going to be different from before, right? That's one of the major things everyone's saying around the city is things aren't going to be the same. So just knowing
how we
having those in
doing
place and then going from there.
I got that down too, Leo, by the way.
Perfect.
Thank you, Devon.
Yeah, no, things are definitely going to be different. I don't know. I mean, listen, the question also becomes, I would like to push to bring back hunting and fishing. I think getting people out of the city limits is such a healthy thing.
I agree.
The issue that we run into, though, is it's been 5 years. The question is the DOJ's mindset still in the direction of wanting to push for something like that? I think that's where I'm stuck. Are we ever going to be at a point where we're going to see people up here hunting, or are we going to see people up here fishing? It's not going to be an overnight process. But if we even get to that point, that's when we have to start focusing on legislation and focusing on how things should operate from there. I want
to make sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to make sure. Sorry, I cut you off.
No,
but I
you're
want to
good.
make sure that right now, this first election is the most important election that will happen in a very long time, and looking into the future as well, right?
Stream
Because
is going
this
amazing.
election,
It's going
it
incredible.
Not only sets up how procedures are going to be handled, right? But it's also going to set up where hubs are going to be, where businesses are going to be. And I think it's very, very important that we don't just have everything just in the city. No one's anywhere else. I think it's very important that we spread everything out and have love all across the state.
100% agree.
All right. So that things aren't just stuck all there, right? We get people out of the city, get people up here. Let me ask you, my friend, is there anything that you wanted to bring up to me that we might not have touched on yet?
Let me take a look here. I just want to go through my notes real quick.
Please take your time.
If anybody's hungry too, by the way, I got some food.
Oh, sir, I would definitely not say no to food. I would greatly appreciate that. Mr. Zachary Grayson, up north. Mr. Grayson. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Mr. Grayson was telling me that he already works on nature conservation. When he cuts a tree, they plant a tree.
That's right.
And I love that. And I think Zach would be a good candidate and a good advocate for my push. So this may fall out of line with maybe your neck of the woods, but I'm going to inform you what my thought process is right now.
Please.
I don't know if I'm going to see the Rangers in full force like we once did. I'm gonna push for it, because the worst that could happen is that they say no, right? But we're a new government building on a new system. Our last government failed. We spread thin, and respectfully speaking, I don't know if the police department is looking to push for a direction where we have a separate department. Yet we had a lot of sub departments. We used to have a detective unit. And in that detective unit, it was a sub-department of other departments. So it wasn't like I had to be in the LSPD to be a detective. We could have had someone as a sheriff, somebody as a ranger, somebody in the LSPD, all working in the same sub-department. So my thought process was, if we can't push for the Rangers like I want to, I think a sub-department of people who would be dedicated and trustworthy to be a part of that sub-unit, who are educated and informed about conservation of wildlife, I think would put us in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
And worst case scenario is if it were to stay like that, it would make me happy knowing that we at least are encouraging the protection of the North as best as we can. So that's my mindset on it. I want to push for the Rangers. Do I think it's in the PD's interest right now? Probably not. We're working on rebuilding at the moment. And with my past experience, they wanted me back. So I'm not really like going to my captains and explaining like what I'm doing with this stuff. But I am encouraging the meetings and conversations, because it'll be easier to talk to, let's say you, Mr. Stelio, before, let's say you got elected. Because once you become elected, or once any candidate becomes elected, we're in a weird predicament where trying to find time for a meeting for a conversation like this is impossible. So what I'm doing is I want to speak to the people who I know are passionate like yourself, so that, let's say down the road you do get elected and, you know, I call you, you know that, okay, we've already had this established conversation. There's no guesswork about setting up time for a meeting in my busy schedule. We're having the meeting now. Now you have an idea as to where I'm going with it and where we're working toward.
All right, I understand, my friend. I think this is a fantastic idea. I would love to see it come back, either in a full capacity, like you said, in a smaller capacity, just planting the seed and then seeing if it grows from there.
100%.
I have to thank you for reaching out to us, reaching out to me. I love hearing these new perspectives, hearing all these experiences from the past, the present, knowing how people are, knowing what people are thinking of, knowing how people feel, knowing what people want for the future. So thank you so much for reaching out to me, my friend.
Yeah, of course, not a problem. If you need anything from me, you have my number. I didn't catch both your names to Mr. Stelio's right. I do apologize.
Oh, sorry, it's Sophia.
Good to meet you, Sophia. Name's Flop.
Will-
Nice to meet you.
I'm Willow, Devon Willow. Flop.
Devon? Do you prefer Devon or do you prefer Mr. Willow?
Willow's fine. You don't even gotta say Mister. Just Willow's fine.
Hey, listen, I'm all out for respect here. Willow, it's good to meet you.
Good to meet you as well, officer.
Well, awesome. Well, I don't want to take up your busy schedules, but if you need anything, I am a phone call away, and I promise I am more than willing to take time to, I guess, maybe assist. I can happily say you're the only candidate who has actually expressed immense concern for this and actual interest in the subject. So I can say for certainty, especially with your honesty and your persistence, you definitely have my vote, sir.
Thank you, Officer Dugong. That means a lot to me.
Absolutely. I'm gonna get back out there because we are very thin on units right now, but is there anything else that I could help you guys with? Any questions you may have?
Nothing that I can think of right now. I am planning on. Sophia was about to say something. So Sophia, if you want to say something.
I'm sorry, Sophia.
But I am planning on speaking or going to one of the shift meetings real soon. I was invited by Officer Slacks, so just I'll be seeing everyone there real soon.
Awesome. If
Go ahead, Sophia. You wanted to.
if you want to attend the if you're fine. If you want to attend the meeting in a half hour as well, I could try and make that work too if you would like.
Oh, I'm so tired.
No, Mr. Stelio, you're fine. You're fine.
I've been
if you
awake
ever
for 10 hours.
Oh God, it's time for a nap soon, Mr. Stelio. If at any point you do though, let me know. I can get in touch with my captain who runs that meeting, and we can try and get you set up there.
Thank you, my friend. That really, really, really means a lot to me.
Absolutely.
Sophia, what were you gonna say? I don't wanna.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I was just gonna say, anybody else that you know that is interested, like before, in the same like wildlife conservation and rangers programs, if you would pass his name on, so like maybe they want to have a conversation, maybe they want to know what he's about. If you would just pass that information on, I think that would be incredibly helpful.
Absolutely, Sophia. I have two people who I actually used to work with, who were on the force with me in the Rangers, who are both as passionate about working this up as I am. There's a multiple people who I think would be interested, but the two that are working for the department right now is going to be a one Louise Campbell and a one Sean Maple, and I have a very I have a couple other various friends who I consider very close who are not in the police department currently, working on really trying to get their jobs back, who I think would also be interested in maybe helping out with something like this. So
did we meet Maple today?
We met Maple. We met Maple outside of the
We did.
outside of the offices. I'm blanking out. I'm so tired.
You
Outside
are all
of the
good.
police department. That's the word I was looking for.
We
Outside of the
handed him
police
food.
department. Yeah, we gave him some food. He was a little hungry.
amazing.
Does he care to share his number, or like maybe like we should give you ours? Set something up.
Yeah, definitely.
You can tell him. You can tell him to call me. I am on the yellow pages, and I am always taking phone calls. And I want to be as transparent and open with everyone that I can be. And I'm trying to meet with everyone. So tell them to call me, and if they can't reach me, text me, and I will get back to them.
Sounds good. I will do that. If you want, I can pass your number along to both Maple and Luis. I would give you their numbers, but we do have a boundary of respect within the police department that we don't give out people's numbers unless they want it. So
Of course.
Understood.
All right.
please pass over my number. I'm very eager to talk to him.
Absolutely. Amazing. I want to thank you all for your
Officer-
time.
Thank you,
You
as
as
well.
well,
No,
officer.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you
Stay
so
safe
much,
out there,
Officer
man.
Dugong.
Thank
That's
you.
right.
Thank
Stay
you.
safe. Take it easy. I.
We'll see
have
you
a good
soon,
one,
okay?
all right?
Thank you.
You have a good
You
night,
all
yeah.
as well. Have an amazing rest of your night.
Stay safe and thank you for your service.
Thank you. Hey, yo. They said roleplay was dead. I beg to differ. I beg to fucking differ. Woo, that was good. That was great. $125 radio check. Dispatch 125, show me 10-8. Oh, that makes me so happy. The Wild RP crew is so good, dude. I can't. They're just better. They're built different. I want to apologize, Sugar. In the middle of all that, you raided, and I want to thank everybody who is staying around and sticking about. Welcome. I appreciate you. Sorry, that was a pretty big moment for Flop. From his standpoint on, I guess, how he's looking to push for stuff. So. Oh, God. How are we feeling about what just happened? I feel pretty good. I didn't think we were going to get close to potential Rangers, but when Stelio said that he wants to see the Rangers come back, in Flop's mind, he's like, holy shit, that's literally everything I'm pushing for. Anybody have any questions about anything up to this point? The Wild RP crew is legitimately so good. I can't get over how well they are. It's great that Flop's already putting his ideas for wildlife conservation already. I think it's important because I don't know anyone else who would. And I think part of the goals with at least getting into, getting back to that point is putting yourself out there. And I think if anyone were to do it, it would be Flop.
530.
Oh, the guy had a hot dog. I love him. He knows so much about Flop. He loves him so much, he got him a glizzy. Oh my God. He's got my vote. He's amazing. The man's got my vote. Oh, man. Hey, what's up, Ben? How you doing? Nah, I'll say for what it is. The Wild RP crew is amazing. Absolutely just incredible. An amazing group of people. They all, I'm telling you, Stelio is, he just, as soon as I heard him talk, I'm like, wow, this guy knows how to draw in like story. And as soon as someone in chat mentioned he was in Wild RP, I'm telling you, there is no secret and no shortage of incredible role players. I would argue the best role play you will see comes from the Wild RP crew. I'm good. Also, it's 35 into my birthday. Fuck yeah.
10-9.
125 197.
Center for 125.
You available on 25 at Leisure Park real quick?
Hey, firm. I'm already 23. I'll meet you here.
Yep, 76.
Wishing everyone a good day. Well, Kay, it's good to see you here. Hope you're doing amazing. Hope you're doing well. What's up, Sono? Oh, man. Yeah, no. The Wilder, every single person I've ever run into from the Wilder RP crew are just phenomenal people. I mean, like, it's not even an understatement as to just how good they are.
Echo 1023, Mosley.
Get ready for another one. Trying to find a song. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Today's been a very sporadic day, but other than that, I'm doing relatively well.
Yeah. It's been one.
Yeah, it has been. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I just spoke to one of the mayor candidates. Actually, it's really funny that you wanted to meet up. I gave him your name. I heard you spoke to Mr. Stelios earlier.
Maybe was the one giving out food.
Apparently one of them gave you food. Yes.
Yeah. I talked to him.
I had a meeting with him, and Mr. Stelios told me, and I quote, "I want to bring the Rangers back." So we just had a very long conversation about some Ranger stuff. And I'm gonna tell you right now, your name was brought up because I brought it up. I brought up Luis's name. And I also told him that there's various other people who I believe are working to get their job back, like Malarkey and Richard, to see if maybe we can do something with it. But they may want to speak with you about how you felt about the Rangers. They're really pushing for this. So I'm going to tell you now, he's got my vote. The guy really is pushing for, I think, the interest of the people.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
It's good. There's actually some good candidates out and about.
There's also a lot of questionable ones.
Yeah, at least.
What's up, brother? What's going on?
I wanted to talk to you because remember the other night, a few nights ago, I remember you asked me, what are your intentions with my sister? And I don't think I ever answered that question. And at the same time, I also purposely didn't answer it at that time because
it's TMI.
I didn't have an answer at that time. Is it TMI? I mean, you're her big brother, and you're looking out for her, and it's an understandable question, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
My intentions for Edda are to make her happy and make her smile. A lot of the time while I've talked to her, I've let her know that essentially I am there for her when she either wants me to or needs me to. And I have very much enjoyed actually just talking to her and just trying to be there for her and help her do what she wants to do and be the best that she can be in any way that I can.
Echo 10-10-7, Cornado. Where?
Now I'm going to ask you a question, and this is going to be a very important question, and it's a simple one.
Yep.
Do you mean that?
Absolutely. with
Okay.
every fiber of my being.
The reason why I am asking is because I'm sure you know Etta has been unfortunately through a lot
Absolutely.
with
I'm
very various